Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, and a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwa who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah from the Jim Messolano camp coming into another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification, another day of edification. Lord's willingness be edifying. Shalom, sister. Yahweh Shema Shah Rakatah. And this is you that are spiritual, restore such an one. This is Psalms 94:16. It reads, who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Unless the Lord Yahweh had been my help, my soul had almost dwelt in silence. When I said my foot slipped, thy mercy, O Yahweh, held me up. So, who's the ones that's holding us up? The Heavenly Father Yahweh B'Hashem Shah. And what do he require of you? To go out and be a messenger, to do the will. This is Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12. It reads, and now Israel, what doeth the Lord Yahweh, thy power require of thee, but to fear the Lord Yahweh thy power, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord Yahweh thy power, with all thy heart and with all thy soul. And this is also doing what, man? This is Galatians chapter 6 and 1. It reads, brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. So the whole duty for the hopeful elect is to restore such an one, because we always overtaken in the fault, as it just read. Read it again, Galatians 6 and 1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, and as a nation, we always overtaken in a fault, as a nation. And only 1/3 is going to return to the Lord. So if a man be overtaken in a fault, which we always overtaken with plantation Christianity, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. And everybody will not be restored. Only on this side, the 1/3 will be restored. This is 1 Corinthians 1 and let me see, 26, I think. For ye, 1 Corinthians 1 and 26. For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. But power have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and power have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are not. So, in the base things of the world and the things which are despised have power chosen, things which are not, to bring to naught things that are. So it said what? By the foolishness of preaching, man. That's why I say that we are fools for Hamashiach's sake. So the Lord is not calling everybody to come back and teach the truth. He's only calling them 144,000 men, those predestined men. This is Ephesians chapter 1, verse 4. It reads, according as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Yahweh Shah Mashiach to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will. So it say, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Yahushua Mashiach to himself. What did Yahushua say? This is John 6:44. It reads, because it said by Yahushua Mashiach, no man can come to me except the Father which have sent me draw him, and I will raise him up in the last days. So the Lord have risen up those men that was from the beginning. No one know who they are, but those predestined men, those elect predestined men are on the earth today, man. And they're doing the same thing that they were doing in every life, man. This is Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 5. Before I formed thee in the womb, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. You see, real quick, 1 Timothy chapter 4 and 13. Verse 14, neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy. Read again, 1 Timothy 4 and 14. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on of the hands of the presbytery. So it's a gift, like he told Jeremiah. Read again, Jeremiah 1 and 5. Before I formed thee in the womb, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. So, this is the will of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, through his son Yahushua, to raise up those men that was with him in the beginning, man. And that's what's going on. And if the Lord giving you the spirit, Shalom, Yahweh Shema Shabrakatah. If the Lord giving you the spirit to go out and teach, man, you must do so. We are to restore such an one. This is Jeremiah 1 and 14. Then the Lord Yahweh said unto me, out of the north, an evil shall break forth upon all the inhabitants of the land, right here in Babylon the Great. For lo, I will call all the families of the kingdoms of the north, saith the Lord Yahweh, talking to you Negro, Latino, Native Americans, you West Indian and Haitians. For lo, I will call all the families of the kingdoms of the north, said the Lord Yahweh, and they shall come, and they shall set every one his throne at the entering of the gates of Jerusalem. Talking about of the city, man. This is talking about standing in great boldness. Again, and they shall come, and they shall set every one his throne at the entering of the gates of Jerusalem, and against all the walls thereof round about, and against all the cities of Judah. And I will utter my judgment against them, touching all their wickedness. This is the Lord talking to you Negro, Latino, Native Americans. And he's saying he's calling those men to come put their throne at the gates of Jerusalem. Meaning you're going to see the men in the highways and byways standing in great boldness. It say, again, and they shall come, and they shall set every one his throne at the entering of the gates of Jerusalem, and against all the walls thereof round about, and against all the cities of Judah. And I will utter my judgment against them, touching all their wickedness, who have forsaken me, and have burnt incense unto other gods, and worship the works of their own hands. Thou therefore gird up thy loins. He's talking to those elect men, those hopefully elect men. Thou therefore gird up thy loins and arise and speak unto them all that I command thee. So this is telling, the Lord is telling those men, stand round about Jerusalem, bring all your thrones at the gates of Jerusalem, meaning you being as a king, you're standing in great boldness. That's your throne. It say, therefore gird up thy loins. Therefore gird up thy loins and arise and speak unto them all that I command thee. Be not dismayed at their faces, lest I confound thee before them. For behold, I have made thee this day a defense city and an iron pillar and a brazen wall and brazen walls formed together against the whole land, against the kings of Judah, against the princes thereof, against the priests thereof, and against the people of the land. And they shall fight against thee, but they shall not prevail against thee. For I am with thee, saith the Lord Yahweh, to deliver thee. So the Lord, this is what's going on right here, is Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1. It reads, Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. That's going to the heathens, right? The righteous men of the Lord stand in great boldness before the heathens and before two-thirds of Israel. That's why Jeremiah 1, starting at verse 14 on down, the Lord saying, come stand ye in the gates of Jerusalem. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation so far beyond all they look for. So that's what's going on, man. Standing in great boldness to restore the nation of Israel, man. On this side, well, when the elect be restored, the hopefully elect, the elect, that is the nation of Israel being restored, man. Because the 2/3 got to come back through the 1/3. This is Ephesians 6 and 10. And that's what the Lord wants, man. He wants for us to stand in great boldness, man. Ephesians 6 and 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, and in the power of his might, put on the whole armor of power, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. That's why I say in 2 Corinthians 10 that our weapons of warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the pulling of the stronghold through the Most High, man. It's a spiritual battle. So, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places, which is who? The elites, man. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of power, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day. And that's Jacob's trouble, man. When all hell gonna break loose on earth. And having done all to stand. Because we got to stand in great boldness, man. The Lord say, read this again, Psalms 94 and 16. It reads, who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Who? Who's going to do it? Those men that the Lord said that Yahushua mentioned in John 6 and 44, that he will raise them up in the last days. Back in Ephesians 6 and 13. Wherefore take unto you the whole arm of power, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. That's making your calling of election sure, man. Giving diligence to make your calling of election sure. Working out your own salvation with fear and trembling. That's what that means. Wherefore take unto you the whole arm of power, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. What is that? Diligently searching these scriptures, man. Understanding what you got to do and what it's going to take, man, to please the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashinam Shah. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith you shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. It said quench all the fiery darts, meaning the trickery, man, the craftiness, all the fiery darts of the wicked. They gonna come on every side, man. That's why I tell you in our First Peter's 5 and 8 that that the devil walketh about like a roaring lion, seeking all whom he may devour, man. So it say, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith you shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. See, our sword is the word, man. Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints, and for me, that utterance may be given unto me, that I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mysteries of the gospel, for which I am an ambassador in bonds, that therein I may speak boldly as I ought to speak. Hey, when you stand in great boldness for Yahweh Bahashim Abishai, you're going to speak boldly, man. Straight, frank, straight to the point. Ain't no sugarcoat, nothing giving you the straight skinny. This is Jeremiah chapter 5 and 1. It reads, run ye to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem, and see now and know, and seek in the broad places thereof, if you can find a man, if there be any that execute judgment, that seek the truth, and I will pardon it. And though they say, the Lord Yahweh liveth, surely they swear falsely. That's the ones that's coming before you, listen to the words, but they do them not. O Yahweh, are not thine eyes upon the truth? Shalom, Yahweh Shema Shabbat. Shalom, brother. O Yahweh, are not thy eyes upon the truth? Thou hast stricken them, but they have not grieved. That's why he said in Isaiah 1 that he said he was stricken you no more. You only revolt more and more. Thou hast stricken them, but they have not grieved. Thou hast consumed them, but they have refused to receive correction. They have made their faces harder than a rock. They have refused to turn. That's why the Lord say in Jeremiah 1 and in Ezekiel 3 that he's going to make our forehead hard as theirs, man. Therefore I say, surely these are poor. They are foolish, for they know not the way of the Lord Yahweh, nor the judgment of their power. But the hope of the elect will do what? I will get me unto the great men, and will speak unto them, for they have known the way of the Lord Yahweh, and the judgment of their power, because these have altogether broken the yoke and burst the bonds of what? The wickedness, man, of this world, of the philosophers of this world, man, and have taken the yoke of Yahweh Bahashim Habashah. This is Zechariah 8 and 16. It reads, these are the things that ye should do. Speak ye every man the truth to his neighbor. That's why the Lord is looking for these men that's going to stand in great boldness, man, and speak boldly as they ought to speak. Zechariah 8 and 16. Shalom, shalom, Yahweh Shema Shabbat, shalom. These are the things that ye should do. Speak ye every man the truth to his neighbor. Execute the judgment of truth and peace in your gates. And that's why I went back to Jeremiah 1, man. The Lord is calling those men to stand in great boldness and bring the truth out, because we supposed to be restoring the hope, the elect of Israel, man. Hey, as soon as the elect gets sealed, all hell gonna break loose in this place. Everything that the angels are holding back in the winds until the elect gets sealed, man. And everything gonna happen at one time. This is Colossians 4 and 1. It reads, masters, give unto your servants that which is just and equal, knowing that ye also have a master in heaven. Now I say, masters, give unto your servants that which is just and equal. Because we are going to receive the penny, Lord willing. The hopefully elect, they all will receive the penny. So it say, give unto your servants that which is just and equal. Now it say masters. This ain't talking about slave masters. This is talking, this is just another reference for saying a righteous man, or a elder, an elect man, one that is spiritual. I'm gonna go to the word real quick, just to prove that it ain't talking about. And see, these devils use that type of. One of the verses they used in slavery was Ephesians 6:5 when they say, "Servants, be submissive to your masters." That ain't what that's talking about. This is the word master in the blue letter in Colossians 4:1. Going to the word G2962. That's what it say.
Strong's G2962. Kurios. Kurios.
Now they got a couple different definitions here, but the correct one is it's B. It's a G2962. It is a title of honor, expressive of respect and reverence with which servants greet their masters. So that's the one. They got a couple other ones here, but it's going into like it say he to whom a person or thing belongs, about which he has power to decide a master. They ain't what they're talking about. Talking about this. It is a title of honor, expressive of respect and reverence with which servants greet their masters. So right here in the Strong's, it say, "Sir, Master, Lord." It say on the Strong definition, it say by implication, master. It say as a respectful title. That's all it is, man. Okay. Just like we call when we say double honor to the apostles and elders of great millstone. That's what it is, man. It's a respectful title. So back in Colossians 4:1, masters, give unto your servants that which is just and equal, knowing that ye also have a master in heaven. Continue in prayer and watch in the same with thanksgiving, whether praying also for us, that power will open unto us a door of utterance to speak the mysteries of Hamashiach, for which I am also in bonds under the yoke of Yahweh Bahashai, to speak the truth in boldness, man, that I may make it manifest as I ought to speak. Walk in wisdom towards them that are without wisdom. It's like you. Colossians 4:5. Walk in wisdom toward them that are without, redeeming the time. Let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man. That's why I read Galatians 6:1. It say, run to them that are without wisdom. We are to help seal the elect, man. We are restoring the nation on this side of 1/3. Galatians 6:1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Our whole duty, man, is to what? Fear the Most High, fear Yahweh Bashim Havashai, and restore such an one, man. When you go to 1 Peter 3:15, it reads this. But sanctify the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua power in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asks you a reason of hope that is in you with meekness and fear, having a good conscience, that whereas they speak evil of you as of evildoers, they may be ashamed that falsely accuse your good conversation in Hamashiach. See, they won't have no reason to come up against you, man. Okay? Because you're speaking what? Righteousness, which lead me to this. You're speaking right, giving them the correct answers, the correct breakdowns. Isaiah 33:13. Hear, ye that are far off, what I have done, and ye that are near, acknowledge my might. The sinners in Zion are afraid. Fearfulness has surprised the hypocrite. Who among us shall dwell with the devouring fire? Who among us shall dwell with everlasting burnings? And you can read in Second Ezra when Ezra said the Lord handed him a cup. It was the cup like water, but the color was red. And when he drank it, he could not shut his mouth. Jeremiah said the same thing, man. He tried to shut it up in his bones, but he could not. He could not stay, man. Because this truth will keep you speaking, man. Like it say in Psalm 19:2, man. Day unto day utter speech, and night unto night show of knowledge. That's why brother putting up videos around the clock, 24/7, man. It say the sinners in Zion are afraid. Filthiness has surprised the hypocrite. That's 2/3 of Israel. They're going to be surprised when Jacob trouble hit all at one time, man. When all hell break loose out here, Jacob going to be, the 2/3 going to be surprised. But the hope for the elect is already building up for it, man. Who among us shall dwell with the devouring fire? Who among us shall dwell with everlasting burnings? Who? Verse 15. He that walketh righteously and speaketh uprightly. He that despised the gain of oppression. Are you right? Should the oppression make a wise man mad? He that despised the gain of oppressions, and that shaketh his hand from holding up bribes. Right? It says, should the oppression make a wise man mad, right? And a gift destroy the heart. So you can't give a righteous man no bribe, man. It said, he that despised the gain of oppressions, that shaketh his hands from holding the bribes. Right? Again, should the oppression make a wise man mad, and a gift destroy the heart. So you can't give a righteous man no gift, deceive him. That stoppeth his ears from hearing the blood. You see what it say in Jeremiah? Read again. That stoppeth his ears from hearing the blood, and shutteth his eyes from seeing evil. Now hold on. Jeremiah 48:10 reads this. Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. You see that? Go back to Isaiah. All these scriptures linked together, man. Isaiah 33:15. He that walketh righteously and speaketh uprightly, he that despised the gain of oppressions, that shaketh his hand from holding the brows, that stoppeth his ears from hearing the blood, and shutteth his eyes from seeing evil. See, this is not an upright guy that do those things. That stoppeth his ears from hearing the blood, that shutteth his ears from seeing evil, that shutteth his eyes from seeing evil. He, the righteous man, shall dwell on high. His place of defense shall be the munition of rocks. Bread shall be given him. His waters shall be sure. Who is the waters that shall be sure? They're talking about the wells of salvation, man. This is Isaiah 12:3. It reads, behold, power is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid. For the Lord Yahweh is my strength and my song. He also is become my salvation. Therefore, with joy shall ye draw water out of the wells of salvation. What's the wells of salvation? Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, man. This is Isaiah 34:16. It reads, these men that stand in great boldness, man, the Lord ordained them. Seek ye out the book of the Lord Yahweh and read. No one of these shall fail, meaning the prophecies. None shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. Who was it them? First and foremost, the 144,000 men, and then the unknown multitude, man. And he hath cast the lot for them, and his hand have divided it unto them by line, because of separation, 2/3 and 1/3, and even in the midst of the elect, hey, everybody gonna have their portion. Those 144,000 men, they are gonna have their portion, man. I tell you when you read about the lot in Luke, okay, he gave one 10 talents and another 6 talents and another 2, 3 talents, however it worked, man. And he have cast lot for them, and his hand hath divided unto them by line. They shall possess it forever, meaning the kingdom, man. So it's gonna be a separation in the kingdom. You right? You're gonna have the 144. You're gonna have the unknown multitude. Then you're gonna have the 2/3 got to come back through the elect. It's gonna be a line, man. From generation to generation shall they dwell therein. This is Isaiah 55:11. It reads, So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So I read in Isaiah 34:16, his spirit it have gathered them. That's when you read in Ezekiel 37, the valley of dry bones, right? Which is a precept to Revelation 11, staring upon their feet, that exceeding great army. It says it both in Revelation 11 and Ezekiel 37. This is going into Second Thessalonians. It said his word shall go to where he sent it, man. It shall prosper. Second Thessalonians 2:8. And then shall the wicked be revealed, which he had been revealed now, whom the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. What's the spirit of the Lord's mouth, man? Amos chapter 3 and verse 7. It reads, surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. The lion have roared, who will not fear? The Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, power have spoken, who can but prophesy? Those hope, the elect, man. Well, he sent his word to. So back in 2 Thessalonians 2:8 again. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So the spirit of the Lord's mouth is his prophets, man. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse, let me see. Salaki 2 and 10. 1 Corinthians 2 and 10, it reads, but power have revealed them unto us. Read 9. But as it is written, I have not seen, nor ill heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which power have prepared for them that love him. But power have revealed them unto us by his spirit. You see? So who's the spirit of the Lord's mouth? His prophets, man. For the spirit search of all things, yet the deep things of power. For what man knoweth the things of a man, save the spirit of man which is in him? Even so, the things of power knoweth no man, but the spirit of power. For we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of power, that we may know the things that are freely given to us of power. Which things also we speak, not in the words which man wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Spirit teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual, man. So you see, the Lord say, we go back to this, Isaiah 34:16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord Yahweh and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. That no prophecy shall fail, it said none shall want her mate, meaning there's no other book that you can compare with the Bible. For my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. Talking about the elect, man. And he have cast the lot for them, and his hand have divided it unto them by line. They shall possess it forever, meaning the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be here on earth. From generation to generation shall they dwell therein. You see, last precept, Isaiah 62 and verse 6. I have set watching upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, keep not silent, and give him no rest, till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. It said, give him no rest till he establish, till he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. Psalm 19 and 2. Day unto day utter speech, and night unto night show of knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. This is the Lord word going out forth, man. Shalom, Mark. Shalom. Yahweh Shema Shabbat. seek the Most High Kingdom, God. 1 Corinthians 15 and 56. The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, beautiful, brother, always abounding in the work of the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord Yahweh. Beautiful, beautiful. Right, man. Standing in great boldness, doing the work, man. That was beautiful. I had one more. This is Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 16. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old path, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But 2/3, but they say, we will not walk therein. Also I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. But they say, the 2/3, we will not hearken. Therefore hear, ye nations, and know, O congregation, what is among them. Hear, O earth, behold, I will bring evil upon this people, even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not hearkened unto my words, nor to my law, but rejected it. So 2/3 is going to get what they're going to get, and the elect is going to get what they're going to get by line. Lord willing is edifying. Got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rikah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach well, and a sincere salutation to all the ark pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hope for the elect. And shalom to the Akwa who are listening and learning. The few sisters who are listening and learning. Lord willing, edify till next time I say shalom. Hey, the water, brother, the water. I'll pray to Yahweh Bashim Shah. May Yahweh Bashim Shah continue to bless you and your houses. The water for everybody tuning in on the comment board. Lord willing, till next time, shalom. Wa abad babal.